Hi, everyone. This is Katy Clark, and we're here with Dating with Katy, where I'm going to make you confident, be successful, and to have some fun dating. In today's episode, I'm going to tell you why dating is all sales and marketing. I know you probably don't want to hear it, but hey, there's some strategies here, and you're going to want to listen. Make sure you like, subscribe, and send this to one of your single friends. Always make sure, too, to send me your thoughts. I love hearing your feedback. I want to know what's going on in your dating life and how we can make it better. Because I know when I make yours better, we make everybody's better. All right, guys. So I want to also thank Sync Matchmaking, that's CINQE.com, for sponsoring us today. Go check out their website. Get in their database. All right. So what are the 4 things that make dating just like sales and marketing? Now, if you've ever been in sales, and I have, believe it or not, can you imagine me in sales? One thing about me when I was in sales, I was always honest. I'm just going to be honest and straightforward. And that's why you're going to love me as your dating coach, because there has to come a point where something changes. You know, what do they say? Insanity is just doing the same thing over and over. And if you are dating over and over and the same outcome keeps happening, the wrong people, never getting a second date, heck, never getting a first date, we have to change your sales and marketing strategy. Okay, so the first things first, you've got to know your customer, and that's going to take a while. So obviously it's going to be know who you want to date. But you don't just go into, you don't go into the races knowing how fast you're going to need to run. You're going to need run a couple races before you get your pace. And this was very true for me. I came out of a 10-year marriage, married to a pastor, missionary in China. And this was all so new to me. I didn't really date before I got married. So I was just out having fun. I had no idea what I wanted for my next season in life. A lot of you are post-divorced that listen. Some of you are trying to get married, so you're actually crystal clear on that. So you've already checked that box off, but it's going to take a while. And I always tell my clients, I tell you guys, remember that dating is for 2 purposes: to figure out what you do and what you don't want. Sometimes the don't want becomes more clear on the date, but focus on the things that you do like. And oftentimes you'll break up with someone and you'll be really upset, or something doesn't work out with someone and you're so upset about it, but really it wasn't, and you knew that person was not the right one for you. It was the idea of that person. Case in point, a lot of times younger guys will like me. They will say, you should date me. I want to date you. And I don't date younger guys. Not my thing. I'm not a proponent. If it didn't work for Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher, I'm not going to trust the process. But the reason why guys like me, these younger guys like me, and I always say this to them, I'll say, you like the idea of me. You like that I'm a good mom. You like that I'm an old school valued woman that believes that man should bring the bacon home and I'm going to cook it up looking good. So these guys like the idea of me, even though it wasn't a right fit. Oftentimes when you're dating, you like the idea of someone, but it's really not the right fit. You kind of know it in your gut, but just take what you get out of that and figure out that that is what you truly want, and get more and more crystal clear about that. Write it down. Keep it in the, your back pocket, in the back of your brain, because that's going to help you in finding out your niche, I don't know, either way. As a salesperson right now, and yes, I'm a salesperson, I'm selling you my services, my products, whatnot. I need to know my market, and my market is truly the post-divorce people who are looking for cool quality and long-term relationships. I know that because I get feedback. I know that a lot of guys want to date a girl like me, so they know that wherever Katy is, there's going to be a crew of girls like me who have these quality values, who take good care of themselves. And I know a lot of you women are a lot like me. You're coming out of something that was a little bit difficult. You're going from frumpy to fabulous. You want to make those changes. You want to date amazing men, and you also want that long-term relationship. So give it a while. Give it some time. And I also say get your wiggles out. So while you're figuring out your customer, while you're figuring out who you want to date and what's the right guy for you in this next season of life, because it's a new season, guys. Sometimes I even say it's not a new chapter in your book. It's the next book. This is your sequel. So let's figure out the characters that you want in this next book. Number 2, when you're in sales and marketing, they always say that you've got to mix the right marketing in. So obviously you guys are out and about, you're on apps dating, maybe some matchmakers are reaching out, maybe friends are putting you together. You've got to have a good mix of how you're meeting people and how you're presenting yourself. So let's say on an app, you obviously have to have a bio and some photos. I cannot stress enough in sales and marketing how important the pitch and the photo is. Come on, you guys. We are inundated every day with billboards on the freeway. I live in LA, billboard after billboard after billboard. I mean, propaganda galore. There has to be a way that you're pitching yourself. So if you're attracting a certain guy, it could be your photos. It could be your bio. If you are attracting boring people, your photos in your bio are probably boring. You attract what you are, and you attract the lesser. So be mindful of that. But you've got to really reinvent yourself. And I do have a great way to do that. If you need help with that, I'm happy to write your bio. I do it for a small fee. I actually have a fun questionnaire. It's called the Fun Me Bio. You fill out all these answers and you realize, wow, my life is kind of exciting, or I have done really cool stuff. And then I rewrite your bio for you. So if you're interested, email me. But it's your photos, it's your bios, and it's how you show up. It's the energy that you show up with. Now, remember, your photo and your bios are just one-dimensional, and that's kind of the start of dating. When you meet someone, it's such a different perspective. It's 3D, it's surround sound. So when you show up, make sure you've got that right mix of marketing materials. Number three, I know you want a good ROI, return on your investment. Now, dating is tough in this day and age. The irony with that is that there's so many avenues to do it with so many apps. I mean, farmers.com, I never got on it, but if you got on it, let me know how it went. I'm so curious. I mean, I've been on JDate because someone said, Katy, Jewish guys are awesome, so I went on JDate. I have been on Match, I've been on Bumble, I've been on Hinge, you name it, I feel like I've tried it. Coffee Meets Bagel for like 2 seconds, and Tinder literally for 2 seconds. But I think the biggest thing here is you can't put all your dating eggs in one basket. A lot of times people will get in the database at Sync and they'll say, well, Katy, I'm in the database, I'm waiting for you to put me on a date. Well, unless you're a paying client, we're not actively seeking to put you on dates. Now, if you're somebody amazing and cool with great photos and a cool bio, I'll probably reach out to you. But if you're average, I probably won't, because my clients are successful, phenomenal, creative, well-traveled, and they're looking for their equals. So I do encourage you to get in the database, but make sure that you really make yourself shine. It's like a job interview. Are you going to be the best candidate? So in respects to that, get in the database, get in multiple databases, Google matchmaker databases, and do your best bio and your best photos and pop in. That's one way to get a good ROI. Another way is get on apps, maybe focus on one. Some of you can't handle the multiples. I love Bumble. I love Weaver. Weaver's another great one, all about core values. So pick an app and do the work for it. If you don't want to do the work, I can do it for you as well. Also, tell your friends you're single. Tell your friends you're actively looking. I have a client, she's ready and willing to get married. She is in that stage where the clock is a little bit ticking. And I said, you've got to tell people what you want. You're this badass CEO woman who looks like she's happy, but deep down, you're hungering to have that perfect guy in your life. Well, no one's perfect, but to have that good guy in your life. So let your friends know. They're going to be surrounded by people who are like-minded and of the same core values as you. So every once in a while you get that married woman who likes to help out. You get that grandma who wants to put you on a date. Recently, I just had a client, her mom and this other guy's mom put them on a date, and look, it worked out. So you want to diversify your dating portfolio so you can get that good ROI. Next is, for anything with sales and marketing, it takes time. Not only does it take time, you have to allow it enough time to even be effective. So I know this because for 8 years, I was a matchmaker. I was a part-time matchmaker, did other things, did high-end retail, was a mom, driving my kids back and forth. So that was important to me. And doing matchmaking part-time, I got part-time results. I got half results. I really didn't put my whole heart into it. But during COVID, when everybody was home, and something I realized, as much as I can put people on a first date, can they get the second date? And with all the feedback that I get from all the dates I put people on, I thought, how cool would it be to really share these secrets, share these tips and tricks with followers, with people who aren't going to purchase a matchmaker, who aren't quite in that financial capacity, but we're all looking for the same thing. So I created Dating with Katy. Now, what do they say about bamboo? Have you heard this one? You plant a bamboo seed and it takes 5 years for it to germinate and then finally start growing, okay? Years. And for all of my bust your buns entrepreneurs out there, you get this, right? You've probably done multiple jobs or careers or whatnot. These youngins all think you just got there easily and they want to get there, but no, this takes time. And it takes time to see the effect of your dating. And then once the seed actually germinates and starts to grow, you've got bamboo. You've got 90 feet of bamboo in a couple weeks. So for me, once COVID hit, Dating with Katy took off. And I love it. Ever since then, I loved it. But it took time. And it takes time to get to know someone, to get to know yourself through dating, to allow enough time to get to know someone to be effective. Look, guys, I always say give someone 3 dates. That first date rule, you all say this to me. Well, Katy, there was no chemistry. Well, Katy, I don't know, it wasn't that great. Well, give it a second chance. If they're a good quality person, that's hard to find. There's only 20% of people out there who are good quality in dating and single. So go with that. Give them a little opportunity. I mean, you've got to show up like you want it. If you really are ready to have a long-term relationship, to be in a quality relationship, show up like you want it, vet it out, do the work, diversify that dating portfolio, and you're going to see much better results, you guys. All right, thanks so much for listening. Do me a favor, like and subscribe. All of my podcasts are going to be short and sweet and to the point. Each one should give you a tidbit that you can start to implement. I also want to thank Sync Matchmaking for being my sponsor today. That's CINQE. When you're looking for trusted, proven, and hand-selected matches, we're there for you. Join their network, get in the database. You guys are in good hands with them. And thanks so much for joining me. Cheers to great dating.